All right, everybody. How you doing? Welcome. Come on in. Welcome to the stream. Are we 5x5? I'll tell you what, this is all fun, everything, but you know what? Let's get this going.
The truth set you free.
Thank you so much to Wilbert for having me on Cold Beer Confessional. Hello, everybody. Welcome from the pineapple to the Big Apple, from Maine to Spain. Here we are again. And another
Age
one.
of universal deceit. Telling the truth is a revolutionary act.
Tell me about it. Let me know where you are viewing from. So glad to have you here with me tonight. Everybody come on in. Twitch, Facebook, Twitter, and the mighty YouTube. We are all here. Sammy the Bull, Andrew Cuomo, and Fredo. We're going to get this going. Thank you so much once again for being here with me tonight. Make sure you like, smash that like button. If you are not subscribed to this channel, we've got a lot of great content coming up. And if you were subscribed before, my page was previously terminated by YouTube. So there we go. There's the thumbnail for the show here. This is all fair use. As you can see there in the upper right-hand corner, I'm starting to rock that a little bit so that we can be very clear. All right, let's get this going over here. Let me say hello to everybody. Hello. Good evening. Well, look at everybody coming in here. Thanks so much, everybody, for joining me. Vegas in the house. Michigan in the house. Sydney, Australia in the house. Well, good evening, everybody. So here we go. This is what's going on. All right. We got two things going on here today. Very important. Andrew Cuomo, historically, in a video game, and allegedly, historically, reportedly, complete fucking douchebag, right? Like it's been said. And thank you, Lynn, Nessa, Pixie, everybody. Thanks so much for joining me. And thanks again, Will, for having me on. No froggies here. Singaporean. All right. So what we're going to do is we are going to review Mr. Cuomo, who reportedly, this is in several, news outlets across the world. Not only did he win 2 Emmys, but he also was complicit in the death of several senior citizens, allegedly. So this is a report that a lot of people have alleged towards him. Not just that, we've got allegations and admissions and statements from women that have worked for him that he is grabbing ass and he is just not professional. There's a situation that you're going to see in this resignation speech, and thank God this guy resigned. Thank God this guy resigned, because these are the type of people that are in power that shouldn't be. And his brother Fredo, you're next, pal. Okay. See what's happening to your brother? That's your brother. So you're next, pal. My guy, buddy. And we're gonna see something a little later in the show after we see what's going on right here. Again, thank you everybody for joining me. Smash that like button. We're gonna get this on right here and show you Mr. Cuomo. Let's see. Did this not come in again? All right. Well, let's do this. I am going to bring you in. We could start with what Sammy says. How's that? Because Sammy's video is up and rocking. And let me see if I can't fetch that video back again. You know, sometimes when you use the sites and things that are going to bring your videos, you know, to a point where you'll have them commercial free and all that, you sometimes can get this garbaggio, but that's okay. So we got this converter right here, and just give me a second here, guys. Oh yeah, he resigned. I don't watch TV either. I was basically I got a text from somebody who told me Theraflu and honey and all that stuff. Okay. All right, let's go to we're just gonna have to go to it direct then. All right. And we're gonna go to youtube.com. We're gonna have to just go to Cuomo Resigns. And we'll get a bunch of videos from that. Okay, cool. We got a bunch of stuff here. So let's see. I mean, it's all. Man, I had a good one earlier. All right, so we'll just go with his press conference, and we're just going to have to deal with the channel that we're going with. Sorry, guys. Something happened with that page, and I would imagine that a lot of platforms are trying to get rid of that. So we'll see what happens when we put this bad boy up here. Spin the wheel with me, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, we're going to share audio, and we're going to go with this. So we're going to have a probably a commercial or two on here. My bad. We're going to skip the ads. And what I really thought was great was the interpreter, the hearing interpreter. So let's okay. Can we hear this?
I've always started by telling New Yorkers the facts.
Can we hear this, guys? 5x5.
So let's start New York tough with the truth. The Attorney General did a report on complaints made against me by certain women for my conduct. The report said I sexually harassed 11 women. That was the headline people heard and saw and reacted to. The reaction was outrage. It should have been. However, it was also false. My lawyers, as you just heard from Rita Glavin, have reviewed the report over the past several days.
He is just arrogant to, I mean, you just see
have already raised serious issues and flaws that should concern all New Yorkers. Because when there is a bias or a lack of fairness in the justice system, it is a concern for everyone, not just those immediately affected. The most serious allegations made against me had no credible factual basis in the report. And there is a difference between alleged improper conduct and concluding sexual harassment. Now,
there, you know what? Yeah, okay. That is.
Don't get me wrong. This is not to say that there are not 11 women who I truly offended. There are. And for that, I deeply, deeply apologize. I thought a hug and putting my arm around a staff person while taking a picture was friendly, but she found it to be too forward. I kissed a woman on the cheek at a wedding, and I thought I was being...
I just thought that if I gave her a little hug and I grabbed her by her cheeks and just spread them a little bit, that it wasn't going to be a problem. I thought that if I just gave her a hug and maybe just gave one titty, just like a little bit of a slap, just a little bit, you know, maybe just like, just maybe spit on a titty, maybe. He is fucking pig. He's gross.
Nice, but she felt that it was
Allegedly.
too aggressive. I have slipped and called people honey, sweetheart, and darling.
And sweet tits.
I meant it to be endearing, but women found it dated and offensive. I said on national TV to a doctor wearing PPE and giving me a COVID noseless.
I asked her to PPE on me, and she thought that that was inappropriate. Yeah, he's got some mad nipple bars. He really does. He really does. And I think they're super hot.
Nasal swab, you make that gown look good. I was joking.
Sure.
Obviously, otherwise I wouldn't have said it on national TV. But she found it disrespectful.
Perhaps when I ask somebody to grab my nipple rings and twist them, that people would find that offensive. Well, they are my nipple bars, and I'm asking someone very legitimately in an elevator with them in the corner to give my nipple rings a bit of a tug. This is the news, ladies and gentlemen. This is what's happening in the world.
I take full responsibility for my actions. I have been too familiar with people. My sense of humor can be insensitive and off-putting. I do hug and kiss people casually, women and men. I have done it all my life.
That
It's
is
who I've been.
First of all, his lawyer should be freaking with the cane and the hook, just like pulling him the F off of here. Because he's like, listen, I have been doing this since like whenever, okay? First, my brother got on TV, and then I became governor, and then everything became really cool, and we're just totally like doing stuff, you know? Because we're just like
Since
bros.
I can remember. In my mind, I've never crossed the line with anyone. But I didn't realize the extent to which the line has been redrawn.
Right.
There are generational and cultural shifts that I just didn't fully appreciate. And I should have.
There's been a
No
pivot.
excuses.
There has been a pivot, and apparently you cannot. Well, I think that nowadays it's frowned upon to attempt, like an OTP finger banging by the water cooler. You know, you just can't do that anymore. You know, it's not 1977, is what he's saying.
The report
Allegedly.
did bring to light a matter that I was not aware of and that I would like to address. A female trooper relayed a concern that she found disturbing, and so do I.
Madison is funny.
Please let me provide some context.
Some
The
context.
governor's trooper detail had about 65 troopers on it. But of the 65, only 6 women and 9 black troopers. I'm very proud of the diversity of my administration. It's more diverse than any administration.
There are lawyers somewhere right now. I don't know how else to say it. Jizzing themselves with what he is doing right now. I don't know how else to say it. They are ecstatic. They are partying because he's giving testimony right now. I mean, did somebody go over this with him before he decided to jump out and just do this on national television?
In history.
International television.
And I'm very proud of the fact that I have more women in senior positions than any governor before me.
They all resigned.
The lack of diversity on the state police
They all
detail
resigned. Look it up.
was an ongoing disappointment for me. In many ways, the governor's detail is the face of state government that people see. when I attend an event, people see the detail that's with me. I was continuously trying to recruit more to diversify.
Santa is more real than
On
Madison.
one occasion, I met two female troopers who were on duty at an event.
Two female
seemed
troopers, and I said, hey, those cuffs, my nipple rings, and balls in your mouth. Oh, hey, you want a cannoli? Oh, Italian sausage. Let me see you put that. I saw some footage of him making a bet with a woman about her going down on a sandwich. You can find that video somewhere. It's in a restaurant, and he was literally like, there's cameras on, and this effing guy is disrespecting this woman on camera, talking about, hey, bring the sandwich. He's like, hey, bring it over here. Yeah, you can take that on. Can you take that on down, honey? Can you take that sandwich down? Huh? I bet you can. Bet you can. And he is like, I just wanted to vomit. Like if I was there, and if I was like, if I was like with that woman, or she was my sister, or if I was there, I don't know what I'd do. I don't know what I'd do, but I think it would end up with some other troopers jumping on me because God,
competent and impressive. And I asked the state police to see if they were interested.
Isn't there plenty of willing pussy when you're, you know what I mean?
Men and women. And if they show promise, I refer them
Absolutely,
to be
Suze.
interviewed.
Probably always will be.
The state police handled the interviewing and the hiring. And one of the two troopers eventually joined the detail. I got to know her over time, and she's a great professional. And I would sometimes banter with her when we were in the car. We spent a lot of time driving around the state.
Banter.
This female trooper was getting married. And I made some jokes about the negative consequences of married life.
Like, you don't want to get married. You probably want to. Okay. Is that too far? Maybe it is. Maybe it's not. I guess we'll never know.
I meant it to be humorous. She was offended, and she was right.
Was it a hot dog feminim? Okay.
You
remember that? Yeah.
That's
disgusting, right?
And when I was walking past her in a doorway.
Thanks, Chad, for joining me. I appreciate it.
Now,
my page was terminated for a while, and I brought it back. And when my page was terminated, pretty much everyone in my following, and I got a few thousand on here, all their notifications are not on. So make sure you turn your notifications back on. Make sure you smash that like button. But I wrote a letter over there to YouTube, and so if anybody's having trouble with any YouTube channels, I have a secret wording to get your page back. All right.
I don't recall doing it, but if she said I did it, I believe her. At public
Halle
events,
Berry, Catwoman.
Troopers will often hold doors open or guard the doorways. When I walk past them, I often will give them a grip of the arm, a pat on the face, a touch on the stomach, a slap on the back. It's my
I'd give them maybe like
I see you.
Maybe like a squeeze in the tits. Maybe I'd talk about their feet. Maybe I'd put my hand in my trousers, and maybe I would, take my fingers and. But she misunderstood the whole thing. This whole time, who knew that she misunderstood me? Oh, I'm Italian, okay? And all I could say is my own personal opinion and the opinion of many Italians, lots of Italian Americans, is that that homeboy here is a fucking disgraziato. He is a disgrace to Italians for what he has done and what these women have accused him of. Because you know what? He's sitting there trying to talk about context. What lawyer is around him? You idiot. Excuse me. This is my personal opinion, And I also, this is fair use with, whatever. And everybody on Twitch, there's some kind of glitch with Twitch. So if you're on Twitch, come on over here to YouTube.
I appreciate
Thanks,
you,
guys.
and I thank you. I'm not comfortable just walking past and ignoring them. Of course, usually they are male troopers. In this case, I don't remember doing it at all. I didn't do it consciously with the female trooper. I did not mean any sexual connotation. I did not mean any intimacy by it. I just wasn't thinking. It was totally thoughtless in the literal sense of the word, but it was also insensitive. It was embarrassing to her.
Yes.
And it was disrespectful.
Of course.
It
Of
was
course
a
it was.
mistake, plain and simple.
He grabbed the male trooper by the,
I have no other words to explain it. I want to personally apologize to her and her family. I have the greatest respect for her and for the New York State Police.
You better get your, first of all, you better break out your checkbook, because that's the first thing that's going to happen. Because this right here, bro, you are going on and you are just opening yourself up. Why would you say this much? You just come on, you go, you know what, people? I effed up. I'm horrible, and I'm gonna get some help. Thank you. Good night. What is he doing? This is the, and someone said in the chat earlier, narcissism. This is the unbelievable tendency for a narcissist to engage in this superior tone. I mean, it's just so thick. Gross.
Police. Now,
but this is all opinion, and this is all fair use, parody, education, and
there are
such.
many motivations at play.
Free speech.
If anyone thought otherwise, they would be naive.
Positive vibes only. Right?
And New Yorkers are not naive. But I want to thank the women who came forward with sincere complaints.
Oh, boy.
It's not easy to step forward.
What?
But you did an important service. And you taught me, and you taught others an important lesson.
Is that you don't try to digitally penetrate your staff.
Personal boundaries must be expanded and must be protected. I accept full responsibility.
Oh, boy.
Part of being New York tough is being New York smart.
They're going to rip you apart in a court, in a deposition. I can't wait to see it.
This situation and moment are not about the facts. It's not about the truth. It's not about thoughtful analysis. It's not about how do we make the system better. This is about politics. And our political system today is too often driven by the extremes. Rashness has replaced reasonableness. Loudness has replaced soundness. Twitter
has replaced
the public square
apple juice
for policy debate. There is an intelligent.
Oh, Pixie, we're going to get into something with Fredo in just a little bit, so you guys got to hang on with what's coming up after his speech here.
Cultural behavioral differences, on setting higher standards.
But you got to watch this carefully because he is unbelievable.
But the political environment is too hot, and it is too reactionary for that now. And it is unfortunate. Now, you know me. I'm a New Yorker, born and bred. I am a fighter. And my instinct is to fight through this controversy because I truly believe it is politically motivated. I believe it is unfair and it is untruthful. And I believe it demonizes behavior that is unsustainable for society. If I could communicate the facts through the frenzy
Oh. Wait a minute. No, I don't go in this cell. This is Epstein's cell that I'm going in. I don't want to go in this one. I don't want to go in this one. You know what I'm saying, chat? Capiche? Capiche.
New Yorkers would understand. I believe that. But when I took my oath as governor, then it changed.
We know the cameras are just not working in that one.
You. And it is your best interest that I must serve. This situation, by its current trajectory,
and I hope nothing happens to him, obviously. I would not wish that on anyone. Whatever's supposed to happen to him,
that is what
the good law is going to take care of.
It will consume government. It will cost taxpayers millions of dollars. It will brutalize people. The State Assembly yesterday outlined weeks of process that will then lead to months of litigation. Time and money that government should spend managing COVID, guarding against the Delta variant, reopening upstate, fighting gun violence, and saving New York City. All that time would be wasted. This is one of the most challenging times for government in a generation.
Nobody cares what you have to say anymore,
government
bro.
Really needs to function today.
Your opinion
government
doesn't mean fucking donkey nuts.
It is a matter of life
which is
and
actually
death,
their cashews.
Government operations. And wasting energy on distractions is the last thing that state government should be doing. And I cannot be the cause of that. New York tough means New York loving. And I love New York.
So and please don't kick my ass in the street.
And everything I have ever done has been motivated by that love. And I would never want to be unhelpful in any way. And I think that given the circumstances, the best way I can help now is if I step aside and let government get back to governing. And therefore, that's what I'll do.
I think it's best that now I step aside and retire to my villa in Nicaragua. That's where I'm going to be. Okay?
Because I work for you. And doing the right thing is doing the right thing for you. Because
I don't believe he is.
It's not about me.
But I'm not sure.
It's
a good question.
We.
I don't think he is. I know he's got daughters.
Hochul, my lieutenant governor, is smart and competent. This transition must be seamless. We have a lot going on. I'm very worried about the Delta variant, and so should you be. But she can come up to speed quickly, and my resignation will be effective in 14 days.
Oh.
To my team.
What? Why?
Melissa DeRosa, Robert Mejica, Beth Garvey, Stephanie Benton, Dana Caratanudo, Kelly Cummings, Rich Azzopardi, Howard Zucker, Rick Cotton, John Oliva.
How many of these people resigned?
Hundreds of dedicated administration officials.
I bet he said a few names that resigned.
Thank you. Thank you. And be proud.
Oh
we made New York State the progressive capital of the nation.
Yeah, you sure did.
No other state government accomplished more to help people. And that is what it's all about. Just think about what we did. We passed marriage equality, creating a new civil right.
I think he's got 3 daughters.
Legalized love for the LGBTQ community. And we generated a force for change that swept the nation. We passed the SAFE Act
Ireland,
years ago, the smartest gun safety law in the United States
Top of the morning.
And it banned the madness of assault weapons.
Share this out, guys. Make sure you smash that like button.
We've saved countless lives with that law. $15 minimum wage, the highest minimum wage in the nation, lifting millions of families' standard of living, putting more food on the table and clothes on their backs. And we led the nation in economic justice with that reform. We have managed every emergency Mother Nature could throw at us. Fires, floods, hurricanes, superstorms, and pandemics. We balanced the state budget and we got it done on time, more than any other administration, because government should work and perform. Free college tuition for struggling families. Nobody in this state will be denied their college dream because of their income.
Oh, yeah.
We have built new airports, rail, transit, roads all across this state, faster and better than ever before. And more than any state in the nation.
Greetings,
the most
UK.
Effective green economy
Welcome.
Program in the nation. We did more for Black and Latino families than any other administration. We did more for working families. We did more for our union brothers and sisters. We did more to battle racism and anti-Semitism.
Wow, he really still thinks people care about what he says.
Much of the politics is just noise, just static. And that's why people tune it out.
Shit.
What matters is actually improving people's lives. And that's what you did.
Chill until the show.
You made this state a better state for the generations that follow. And that is undeniable, inarguable, and true, even in these ugly, crazy
Yes, Rita,
times.
there was a lot of that going on, a lot of those allegations
and leader Andrea Stewart
about what happened in the
and
homes.
let me say this on a personal note.
With the elderly. Very sad,
In many ways,
sick, and
I
disgusting.
see the world through the eyes of my daughters,
Oh, God.
Cara, Mariah, and Michaela.
Oh, no, he said their
They are
names.
26 and 26, twins, and 23. And I have lived this experience with and through them. I have sat on the couch with them, hearing the ugly accusations for weeks. I have seen the look in their eyes and the expression on their faces. And it hurt.
Beth.
I want my 3 jewels to know this.
Oh, boy.
My greatest goal is for them to have a better future than the generations of women before them. It is still in many ways a man's world. It always has been. We have sexism that is culturalized and institutionalized. My daughters have more talent and natural gifts than I ever had. I want to make sure that society allows them to fly as high as their wings will carry them. There should be no assumptions, no stereotypes, no limitations. I want them to know from the bottom of my heart that I never did,
Right,
and I
Nessa?
never would intentionally disrespect a woman or treat any woman.
Well, remember, he
differently
did it subconsciously.
than I would
He
want
didn't do
them
it
treated.
consciously.
And that is the
He did it in his
God's
sleep.
honest
He was sleepwalking.
Your dad.
He was sleep OTPing. It was a sleep OTP incident that he had with a trooper. Yeah, those his poor daughters are probably like, thanks for mentioning our name, Dad. Thanks.
Dad made mistakes.
Yeah.
And he apologized.
Okay.
And he learned from it.
All right.
And
Hey,
that's what life is all about.
I gotta go with that.
The political process.
Nobody is
flawed,
perfect.
And I understand.
And he will pay the
cynicism and
consequences for his
distrust and
actions.
Disappointment now, but don't give it up, because government is still the best vehicle for making positive
South
social
Africa.
change. Lastly, I want to remind all New Yorkers of an important lesson, and one that I will carry with me for the rest of my life. And that's what you New Yorkers did in battling COVID. The enemy landed in New York State.
Yeah,
COVID
you
launched the attack
and your
here.
brother.
It came on planes from Europe, and we had no idea.
I think some
was an ambush.
issues are going to happen with this guy.
And it was up to New Yorkers to fight back. We were on our own, and it was war. Nurses, doctors, essential workers became our frontline heroes. Hospitals became the battlegrounds. Streets were still, and sirens filled the city's silence. Trailers carried the bodies of our fallen brothers and sisters. But you refused to give up, and you fought back.
Oh yeah,
and
Sammy
you
the Bull.
won.
Sammy the Bull,
highest
Michelle.
infection
He's
rate
coming
in
up.
the nation
Sammy the Bull coming
to
up
one
next.
of the lowest. No one thought we could
And
do it,
Fredo.
but you did it. You led the nation, and you showed the way forward. And how you did it is what's most important. You did it together. Not as Black New Yorkers or
He
white
really
New
is,
Yorkers,
Rita.
not as LGBTQ
Absolutely
New
full of
Yorkers
himself,
or straight
Michelle.
New Yorkers or Democrats or Republicans
Lynn.
or upstate or downstate or Jewish, Muslim,
Yeah,
Protestant
Rita.
or Catholic New Yorkers, but as one community, one family, the family of New York. You overcame the naysayers and the haters.
Yeah, that was a
and the
horrible
fear
thing.
And the division, and you unified, and you rose, and you overcame, and you saved lives. And that
And
was
you resigned.
powerful in its effect. It was beautiful to see, and it was an honor to lead. Please remember that lesson.
Oh boy.
Hold it dear and hold it up high for this nation to see. Because
boy.
in New York State at her finest.
Her
Creating
finest.
her legacy, fulfilling her destiny, giving life
It's garbage.
and animation
Rubbish.
to the lady in the harbor, saying, Excelsior, we can be better.
The lady in the harbor. You know what? My mother essentially came over here in a boat with a grandfather, and they went through Ellis Island. And for him to even refer to the Statue of Liberty is like, he's been on for however more of a minute than he was on. That's too long, right? Thanks, Ness. I appreciate it. So glad you're here.
We can reach higher, and proclaiming e pluribus unum.
Oh boy.
Out of many, one. Unity, community, love. That is our founding premise and our enduring promise. And that is the salvation of this nation that it so desperately needs to hear. Thank you for the honor of serving you. It has been the honor of my lifetime. God bless you.
Wow. What? I mean, you know what I'm saying? Really. Let me tell you something. He sounds like just like a bad salesman. So let us move on. Enough about the resignation and the blood boiling feeling that you get when you listen to someone like Andrew Cuomo speak. That is my opinion. I mean, maybe people share with me. Anybody? Does anybody share that opinion with me? Because, boy, it really just, I'll tell you. Well, let me introduce you guys to somebody. I don't know if you remember a gentleman by the name of John Gotti, aka the Teflon Don, one of the captains and eventually the head of the Gambino crew in New York, Sammy the Bull, having worked with several crews, ending up with John Gotti, both of them being charged. John Gotti having passed away in prison, Sammy the Bull, state's evidence, moved to Arizona, started selling a bunch of ecstasy, went back to prison. Now he has his own podcast, which is one of my favorites. Sammy the Bull's got some great stories, and we're going to cover a couple of them here. Over the course of me getting back on YouTube. And thank you guys for joining me. And we'll build everything back up again. I appreciate you guys being here. Just make sure you share this out. And if you hit that like button, that's going to really help the algorithm. So if you are learning, laughing, or loving, this motherfucker program, hit that thumbs up. So let's listen to Sammy the Bull Gravano, who was, and I'm just going to tell you a real quick story. All right, I have a Sammy the Bull story. I moved to Manhattan right out of high school, and I had been doing some activity that wasn't exactly becoming of a Boy Scout. Let's just say that. And moved to New York. Went to, my girlfriend at the time worked at this bar on West Broadway called Wet Paint. And a guy ran it. One of these guys who was like, he was like a thug kind of guy that they just gave a bar to run. His name was Gerard. And, I would sit there at the bar and John Gotti and Sammy the Bull would come into this bar. And, he knew Gerard, and they would all come and sit at the bar and hang out, and we would just sort of like talk and, didn't really, comprehend the impact of what was happening at the time. But it was, in the long run, it's a very interesting time that I had living in New York. And I'll tell some stories about that later. But right now, let's get into, thank you so much. I appreciate you guys. Let's get into Sammy the Bull and listen to his story about Andrew and Fredo. And this is all, I'm going to have to grab this. See, some of these videos, they're saying some stuff about them. This might be one of those times where I just might not be around for maybe a couple weeks. So let me just see and make sure that, sorry guys. I'm just going through to find the link. And I just got to search for it. Yeah. Okay. We are almost there. I'm just going to have to get it on YouTube then. Yeah, sometimes what they do is they take the videos, and when they've got some, material that's not exactly like, not exactly what they want. Okay, here we go. Found it. Sorry about that. And we will get back to our regularly scheduled program. Now, there are probably going to be, unfortunately, a couple commercials in this one. So I apologize, guys. Thanks for your patience. I'm a little rusty because it's been a while since I've been on regularly, but, get the controls back. Figure them out. All right. So let us listen to Sammy the Bull.
10 or 15,000 senior citizens died.
Can you guys hear this? All right, this is Sammy the Bull Show.
Hey guys,
that's Sammy the Bull Gravano right
wanted
there.
to do a little bit of a different video today. I was watching the news, Fox News, and the state attorney general came out after a 4-month investigation. 179 people they called in as witnesses. Andrew Cuomo, the governor of New York, came out with an overwhelming decision of how many women he molested. It's up to 11 now.
And by the way, this is on YouTube, and it has, I think, over 100,000 views already. but it is on YouTube, right? And this is fair use, so we are reviewing this.
Descriptions they told was literally disgusting. It wasn't just talking sexual harassment and saying something nasty. He was touching them in every parts of their bodies. This guy is literally.
Oh, I'll tell you something. I would love to come visit South Africa, and definitely on my list of places to go when I take my world trip that I'm going to take, which is on my bucket list, is take a trip around the world. And South Africa is one of those places. I want to have some of that wine.
Literally the worst of the worst. He did so many things. He used public funds to write a book so he could make $5 million.
Correct. Reportedly.
He put people who have the coronavirus in old age homes. 13 or 15,000 senior citizens died. This is more than the mafia killed in an entire time they were in this country. It really bothers me that he's Italian.
Me too.
Everybody in New York, all my fellow New Yorkers, all the Italian people, look at this guy with total disdain, disgust. Get rid of him.
Mm-hmm. Now, keep in mind, this was recorded right before he resigned. This is just a few days old.
I mean, I find it hard to say things. I was going to joke a little bit, but to me, it really, really turns me off to look at this guy's face on television, to see them young women, how many of them he used his power.
If you could see right in the title card there, see that? All you have to do is search Sammy the Bull on YouTube. Right?
To push on them. He can get away with it.
You will spend all day on
He's
his channel, I'm telling you right now.
He even molested a state trooper, a woman state trooper, in an elevator. Another state trooper was there, a guy. He didn't say nothing. In the investigation, they asked him, why didn't you say or do something? He said, bro, he's the governor. Well, what could I say? I mean, if he would have forcibly threw her on the floor or did something, I would have did something. I watched it for an hour. The worst thing I've ever watched on TV. Like I said, I have a soft spot for New York and New Yorkers, and what a shambles they're making out of New York. Riots, murders.
It's
the
horrible.
Governor is a fucking, I don't know what to call him. A serial molester.
Mm.
Matter of fact, the whole family is screwed up. He has a brother, Chris Cuomo.
Here we go. The
He's an
Fredo
anchor
story, guys.
on CNN. Somebody sent me a video.
Here we go. Now, I want you all to fasten your seatbelt for this video. Fredo, you're next, my guy. You know what? Because he's the governor's brother, and they have this sense of entitlement that is going to, in my opinion, and the opinion of several people that I've discussed this with, bite him in his effing ass.
He's in a meeting with a whole bunch of people, and a guy comes over and calls him Fredo. Now, if you saw The Godfather, you'll know what Fredo was. The dumb brother.
The
Did not
bitch.
do anything right. They're such a great couple together, these two.
Fredo was the bitch.
He got so annoyed with the guy, he's screaming
Fredo was the punk.
and yelling at him, telling him, I'll throw you down the fucking stairs.
Chris.
They really showed their colors today. Let me show you that clip right now.
Chris Cuomo is with the shit.
My name is Chris Cuomo. I'm an anchor on CNN. Fredo is from The Godfather. He was that weak brother.
Isn't that your
And
brother?
they use it as an Italian aspersion. Any of you Italian? Are you Italian? It's a fucking insult to your people. It's an insult to your fucking people. It's like the
No, it's not. Because they're calling you Fredo because you're Fredo. You're Fredo. That's all there is to it, my guy. You're fucking Fredo. I'm sorry, but that's who you are. That's what you are. You are Fredo. You will always be Fredo. Now that you did this, you're going to be even more Fredo than you ever were before, Fredo.
Word for us. Is that a cool fucking thing?
You're a much more reasonable guy in person than you seem to be on television.
Yeah,
very reasonable.
If you want to play, then we'll fucking play. If you got something you want to say about what I do on television, then say it. But don't call me a
Hey,
fucking
man,
insult.
hey, listen.
What?
I don't want any problems.
Yeah, you're going to have a big fucking problem.
What's the
It's
problem?
a little different on TV. Don't fucking insult me like that.
I didn't insult you.
The fuck you call me Fredo? It's like I call you punk bitch. You like that? You want that to be your nickname?
I didn't call you that.
Okay. First, second, and third of all, let us just hear this again. What the fuck did he say?
Don't fucking insult me like that.
I didn't insult you.
The fuck you call me Fredo? It's like I call you punk bitch. You like that? You want that to be your nickname?
I didn't call you that.
You called me Fredo. You don't.
You know what this guy should have done? Well, you know what? I think Chris is just waiting for him to do something. So security or whatever. He's probably got security. Yeah.
My name's not fucking Fredo.
I thought your name was.
You did not think my name was fucking
He
Fredo.
thought
Don't
his
be a
name was
liar.
Fredo.
You want to be a man? Stand
That's
up
what I
like a
thought
man.
his name was.
You want to be a man? I'm here. Then fucking own it. Then own what you said.
Hey,
Then own what you said.
listen,
Take
man,
them. Yeah, what?
Yeah,
You're gonna have a
Oh,
fucking
handing the
problem.
glasses off.
I'll fucking ruin
He's
you.
a pretty big
I'll
guy.
fucking
He's a
throw
pretty
you down
big
these
guy.
stairs like a fucking punk.
What?
Why, so you don't fucking sue?
Whoa. Chris Cuomo. Fredo. What? What are you talking about?
A fucking punk.
Please do.
Why, so you can fucking sue?
You don't want
So you
to.
can what you said.
Hey,
Then own what you said.
listen,
Take
man,
them.
I don't
Yeah,
have a
what?
problem with you, man.
Yeah, you're gonna have a fucking problem.
What are you gonna do about it?
I'll fucking ruin
Do
your
something
shit.
then.
I'll
Do
fucking
something.
throw you down these stairs like a fucking punk.
Please do.
Okay, Fredo will throw you down the stairs like an effing punk is what he's going to do. Oh my guy. Just ooh. Oh, but he's talking about how it insults Italians. Fuck my cat. What the?
Why, you don't want
fucking
to
kidding me?
You don't
Fuck
want to
out of here.
Sue?
Well, why don't you do
Go
it?
take a swing.
then?
You
Fuck
call me
outta
Fredo.
here.
Take a fucking swing.
You take a swing.
Take a fucking swing.
Put
Watch
your
your
hands
fucking
on me.
hands. Take a swing. Watch your fucking hands. Take a
You
swing.
watch your hands.
No, come on, boy.
No, watch
Come
your
on, boy.
hands.
So you want to call me shit? Call me
Hey,
shit.
hey,
Listen,
hey,
I'm right
you're
fucking
the-
here.
you're the punk
I'll fucking
bitch.
wreck your shit.
I'll wreck
I'll
you.
fucking wreck your shit.
Go put your hands on me.
You didn't know what
Put
you were
your
doing.
hands
I thought
on
it
me.
was your name.
Sorry. Okay. There has to be a commercial here because I didn't pull this one because it got dropped. I waited too long, so we're just going to skip the ad. Sorry, guys.
Now, if you haven't seen The Godfather,
When I get some of my ex-Che from Uye Ubte, I will get the Edium Prey membership again. Capiche?
I'm going to show you another clip, what Fredo was like. You'll get a better idea.
Oh, this is great.
The Godfather was based on Italian heritage, the mafia.
And this is pertinent to the story. This is fair use of copyrighted materials by a federal law. So YouTube, this is fair use. We are reviewing these videos that you have on your platform. So let's just keep that in mind as we are going to review this closely. And this is probably going to be reviewed by someone at YouTube soon. Fuck it.
This is what really bothers me with them, that they're Italian.
Mm.
To mix them in with the mafia are 10 times better than these people, the two of them.
Mm. So here we go. This is about Fredo. This is the origin.
You're my kid brother.
This is the origins of the phrase Fredo, so people are aware of why they call him Fredo. And this is a very famous scene from The Godfather that we are going to see real quick here.
A
day in advance.
You call me. You let me know. You understand what I'm saying?
Now, later on in the movie, I'm going to show you another clip. What happened to Fredo?
Yeah, John Cazale.
What Michael
he
ordered.
did. A lot of people liked him. Oh, here we go. And this is what happened to Fredo. And this is part of the story. So this is part of this whole new story. That's why we're reviewing this. So you could see it and understand the history from an educational standpoint. Oh, what was that?
So now I got some advice for you, Chris. Fredo. Don't take a boat ride anytime soon.
Don't take a boat ride anytime soon. Well, that is going to wrap it up for tonight. I'm going to see you guys on the next one. Thank you so much for joining me. Make sure you like and subscribe. You can see all my tags right here on the right. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Make sure you join me and don't take any boat rides too soon. I hope you enjoyed spending a little time with me tonight. And if you learned a little something, if you laughed or if you love it, make sure you hit that like. Make sure you share this out. All right. I got kind of like shafted by some mass reporting. So the only people that are going to bring me back to my former, level of broadcasting is you. So you got to make sure you hit that like for me, share this out. And JFK Jr. in the house. I really do appreciate you guys coming and joining me. Thanks again to Will and to everybody here. And make sure you go and donate to Will's GoFundMe. And we're going to see you on the next one. And who knows what we're going to do next. But make sure you subscribe. Hit those notification bells. Thank you very much for joining me tonight. And until next time, you know how we do this, right? Full send.
The truth set you free.
Thank you very much once again for joining me this evening from the Pineapple to the Big Apple, from Maine to Spain. I can't do this without you guys, so thank you for being here. We're going to be coming on after Will a couple times a week, bringing you here on the night shift and bringing it on home. That's right, Marissa, I am back. So thank you very much.
Age of universal deceit, telling the truth is a revolutionary act.
I wrote this music, by the way. I hope you enjoy it. And I hope we're going to see you on the next one. Share these videos, watch them, go through and like a few of them, and let's get it back. 1, 2, 3, 4. Thank you for joining me from all over the world. It means a lot to me. We'll see you on the next one. Veritas out, baby.